Welcome back to the Stephan Show. My name is Graham, and welcome to my show. And today, if you could tell, I'm in a really good mood. It's because I think we did it, guys. We finally cracked the code as to when CNBC make it post their Millennial Money episodes. It's every other Thursday morning, guys. Could you believe it? It only took me like a year and a half to figure this out, but it's every other Thursday that they post these episodes. So as predicted, I woke up this morning, I'm like, you know what? They're gonna post Millennial Money, and sure enough, they did. They posted this video. It's called Living on $39K a year in Oklahoma. Wait for it. Millennial Money. So with that said, guys, let's smash their like button for the YouTube algorithm. Let's now get, by the way, our 3 free stocks down below in the description when you deposit $100 in Webull. Wow, guys, 3 free stocks. That's crazy. That's crazy. Seriously, if you have not gotten 3 free stocks yet for signing up, go do that down below. And with that said, let's start the video right here.
Yes, it is embarrassing because I'm 32 and I live at home, but there are reasons why I still live at home.
I don't think there's honestly anything to be embarrassed about when it comes to that. He's got the ultimate house hack. You see me always talking about how I bought a home for $0, how I was able to do this for $0. This is the way to do it. And I tell everybody, seriously, if you have a good relationship with your parents and you like living there and there's no pressure for you to move out of the house, stay as long as you can, save up as much money as you can, and then when you're ready to leave and it works out, then go and do it. I do think there are benefits to moving out on your own. There's a sense of independence that you get and just a growth as a person when you move out of the house. That's true, but you save so much money. So there's gotta be a balance. You gotta save a whole bunch of money first, and then when you're ready, you go off and you use those millions of dollars that you saved up from not paying for rent, and then you could go and buy properties cash. That's the way to do it.
I'm unofficially a paralegal. We work for attorneys who represent our state in child support hearings and proceedings. I prepare legal documents, prepare for hearings, and do case research for them. Our agency as a whole transitioned to work from home.
Oh, he bites his nails too much. I had a habit of doing that when I was, gosh, must have been like second grade, and here's the thing, it started off because I didn't like using nail clippers. I kid you not, it was weird. I just didn't like the nail clippers. So what I would do is I would just kind of bite my fingernails to trim them, like naturally. But then one time I bit it too short and it stung. It stung for a while. So like after that, I was good after that, but ouch.
We grew up somewhat poor. We lived on less than $700 a month. For a lot of people, money is of utmost importance, but as a kid, all I remember is my sister and I enjoying our life and my mom and my dad giving me the love that any parent should give, and that's all that mattered.
Oh, it sounds like he had a great upbringing though. I mean, that's the thing. For a child, it really doesn't matter how much money the parents have, especially if the child does not see the struggles the parents are going through. I mean, maybe behind the scenes his parents are really worried about finances. I'm sure they probably were. But to give him the support that he needs, I'm sure that's everything. So it goes to show you, if anything now, he's going to have a greater appreciation of money, for saving, for investing. So I hope that's translated over here now that he's able to sock away a lot of that money, invest it, save it, and then he's going to be financially independent from doing this.
Right after high school, my dad had developed a gambling addiction, and we were behind on our house payments. We were foreclosed on a few times due to that. There were times when, my dad would have to borrow money from me, and I never refused because, as I said, my mom is my rock, and we were able to get through it together. He's
a great son, and it's a shame to go through that. I have a good friend, was still going through a pretty bad gambling addiction. I gotta say, it's not pretty to go through. It's these just endless cycles of sometimes losing money, but then you also win money, and those little wins kind of give you that hope to keep on going, and you lose that. It's not good. It's not good. If anyone is ever suffering from like a gambling addiction, seek help for that. Not easy, but it's the right step, something like that.
I pay for my food expenses. Thankfully with family, I get a deep discount on rent, but I pay for my car payment, my auto insurance, phone bill.
All right, so first we got savings, $1,000 a month. And you know, in this area, it's going a long way. I have a feeling he just gets a few years of this down, he could easily just buy another house. He could even do like a multifamily. That's what I would do. If I were him, save up enough to buy maybe like a duplex, triplex, or something with like a separate basement he could rent out. That would be an amazing living situation. If him and his family could live in one of the units, he buys it. And then he could rent out the other side to kind of pay some of the overhead. He could reduce their spending, and he's going to be building equity by owning real estate. I think that's fantastic. Yikes, transportation, $504 a month. Car payment, gas, insurance. That's a lot. See, I would say for someone, I wonder what car he's driving. I would say for someone like him, he could easily buy like a used Toyota Corolla, Honda Civic, something like that. Just get a car that's under like $7,000. At that point, you could probably just pay it off in full, eliminate the car payment altogether, and then it's just gas, insurance, and maintenance. So transportation, I would say, it's a decent amount. And then we got debt repayment, $275 a month. Ooh, credit card debt and a personal loan. Now, here's the thing. It seems like he's going to be smart with money, so I bet this is probably just a hiccup that came up along the way, and he's working to pay it down. I'm a little bit surprised, though. I would bet credit card debt and a personal loan would be at a higher interest rate than what he's getting from his savings. So if I were him, I would be reducing the savings, but applying that towards the debt repayment, maybe a lot more than $275 a month. Then we got investments, $175, 401k. I hope that's the 401k match, because otherwise, if it's not, I would suggest him to do the Roth IRA instead. Especially for his tax bracket, the Roth IRA would be the best option because he's still pretty young. Then we got food, $160 a month. Fantastic. Shopping, $130 a month. Could be worse. Rent, love this, $100 a month. Pay his parents, amazing, amazing. Phone, $75 a month, good. Subscriptions, $29 a month. Amazon Prime, Netflix, and Spotify. Overall, it's not bad at all. It's just the debt repayment that worries me a little bit.
There are some months when I might buy a shirt or a pair of jeans or a new pair of shoes, but it typically just goes to my bank account. My philosophy is I never know when I will need it, so I should probably save it.
That's good. My only thought, though, is that maybe instead of saving, we don't know how much money he has in savings, maybe he should be investing a little bit more than that. That's it. But let's see.
I've initially wanted to be a nurse since I enrolled in college, but I didn't have confidence in myself, so I pursued another major that I knew I would excel in, history, political science, and when the pandemic hit, it made me realize that life is too short and I need to pursue my dreams. A few years ago, I had a health scare where I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, so I started losing weight and I was able to stop the type 2 diabetes.
Way to go! He gets a smash the like button for me on that. That's fantastic.
And then I realized that's what I would enjoy doing with other people, is making them realize that they can change their life.
Oh, that's awesome. That's a fantastic career. He's going to be making significantly more money doing that. And in the chance he ever wants to move somewhere else, that job ain't going anywhere. There's always going to be demand for that. He could basically take that skill anywhere in the United States without any problem, and he's going to make a lot of money for doing that. Perfect.
I looked at debt like it was nothing. I applied for as many credit cards as I possibly could. Basically allowed myself to drown under the debt because I didn't have the income to make the payments.
Oh, that's rough. Those student loans, $22,000 of student loans. I don't know. How is this legal? I don't get it. How do they let someone just out of high school, 18 years old, get into 6 figures of debt at 18? You're a teenager. And they're like, yep, how much money do you want to go to school? 100 grand? Here you go. Here's 120. Get a little bit more. I don't get how they do that. And they just suppress their ability to save and invest. And it's like this ball and chain that just sticks with you for sometimes decades for you to pay that thing off. To me, it's absolutely, I don't want to say it's a scam, but they certainly, I think, take advantage of the situation because they know they can get away with it, and they know how many people prioritize going to college, getting that education, and I think it's horrible. Horrible, horrible. Trade schools, need to be talked about way more. Community colleges need to be talked about way more too, and just self-education. Those three things right there, I think would solve a lot of problems.
I was paying $100 a month until the pandemic hit, and then of course the government deferred those loans until January 1st, and after January 1st, I will defer them for 2 more years for nursing school. Once nursing school is over, I will start paying them off, and I hope to be debt-free by the time I'm 36.
All right, that's fair. So as long as it's 0% interest, I could see him just deferring those payments and then saving money in cash. At least now he's going to have a bit of a cash reserve. He should be investing some of that. But then when those loans come due, hopefully I would just knock those out. I can't see how those loans wouldn't be under like 6, 7, 8% interest. So if that's the case, just apply everything you can towards paying off those loans as soon as possible and just be completely debt-free at 36.
I intend to pay off my car loan, which will be $17,500.
$17,500 car loan. That's why it's so much. I hate to say it, that's too expensive of a car for him to be driving. On his current income, that money would be such better suited for investing. Now, I know he's already got the car. This would be something I would, and I've taken a lot of calls like this on the Graham Stephan show too. This is a situation where I'd say it might be worth it to sell the car and buy a used one for a third of the cost, spend under like $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 max for maybe a 6-year-old used car that's highly reliable, gets good gas mileage, and just have that sucker paid off. That's probably the best use in this situation here, because $500 a month for a car payment with gas insurance, that's like 50% of the savings right there goes to the car. All right, personal loan, consolidating old credit card debt. Okay, good. That's the only thing that I'm like, okay, I get it. Now here's how that works. Let's say you have multiple credit cards with balances on them, and that interest rate is like 20%. Well, you could go and get a personal loan at 10% to pay off those credit cards at 20%. So you save money in that. Still, it's not the best. But in that situation, it's better than the alternative. It's kind of picking between what's bad and what's worse. You'd rather bad than worse. So this is what happened here. So from all the things he's done, at least he's saving money on this. I just knocked these out.
I'm not savvy when it comes to investing. I do have a 401k through my job, but beyond that, I'm frightened to invest money because I don't want to lose it.
He's got to get over that. Unfortunately, $15,000 saved in a 401k is great. Don't get me wrong. He's got to get over the fear of investing. Here's my issue with this. Right now, he's making $39,000 a year. When he takes the standard deduction, he's really in, I would say, one of the lowest tax brackets out there. So he's saving money by investing it in a 401k in the lowest tax bracket possible. He should instead just be investing in a Roth IRA because he's got another 30 years to let that money compound and grow, and then all of that money is going to be tax-free, versus he's going to have to start paying tax on this money when he retires. And I have a feeling his income is going to be going up, tax rates are going to be going up, and I have a feeling, just a suspicion, he'll probably end up paying more money in the future than he's paying today in taxes, which is the downside of this. So already, he's not spending a lot of money on taxes. You may as well utilize the Roth IRA instead, unless his employer offers a 401k match, and get over the fear of losing money. Because yes, you invest, you have a chance of losing money, but long term, the S&P 500 has never once produced a negative result over 20 years. Ever in its entire history, through many just famines and wars and just political issues, through everything, 20 years, it's always posted positive. No matter what happens, he's going to be investing consistently, and his chance of losing money over, let's say, a 4 to 8 year period is pretty much non-existent. As long as he just continues investing like every week, every month, keeps buying into the market, dollar cost averaging, I would be shocked if he was losing money after like 5 years. Shocked in a worst case scenario.
I have $35,000 in my savings.
Ooh, too much. Oh, no, he's got to invest. He's really got to invest his money. Here's the thing. I would say in his position, if he wants to have a year of an emergency fund, a year, do it. All you got to do, figure out what you spend, what your overhead is for an entire year, save that up in cash, throw it in a high interest savings account. That's going to give you a lot of mental just relief. got a year's worth of savings, you never have to worry about anything, you're gonna be good. Invest the difference. In a worst case scenario, let's say the stock market drops 50%. Well, you got a year's worth of income already saved up there that you could start paying off before you even touch any of your investments. He's taken more of an emotional approach with this, and when he thinks logically about this, he's leaving a lot of money on the table, and we got to turn that around.
Politics has been an interest of mine since I was 14 years old, when I was able to serve as a page for my state senator in Oklahoma City. So I always ask and encourage people to exercise their right to vote.
Good timing. Good timing of this video. This is a reminder for everyone to vote. No matter who you're voting for, I think it's just important to get your vote out there. So do that.
My hope is to move to Los Angeles because I was out there on vacation a few years ago and it was the only place that I've ever been where I felt free. I could be who I am without fear of judgment. I'm openly gay. It would just be nice to live in an area where I can walk down the road with my partner and not feel like people are staring at us.
That's really one of the things that I really like about LA is just the acceptance of everybody, the diversity here, just the difference of viewpoints and religions and ethnicities. LA is really like this melting pot of everybody. So I really like that, and from that perspective, LA could be a great place.
In 5 years, I want to have a master's degree in nursing, and I'm hopeful that I will be a nurse practitioner somewhere in this country practicing preventative medicine. I hope people realize that if they're making $25,000 a year, they can still save. It's not the end of the world. They are no less than the person who makes $100,000 or $150,000 a year.
A great video. I like this one because it feels like a very just realistic video. It's not someone who's making $60K, hyper-focused on saving every dollar. It's not someone making like a few $1,000,000 a year. It's like, I like this one because this is like a real world situation, and it's just, this is what a lot of people are going through. This is a great episode. It deserves more views. I don't know why it's been out for a few hours now. It's 9,700 views. This one I think deserves way more. And listen, he's making a few mistakes here. It's really just the car. That's too much. The 401k, I'd swap that for a Roth IRA, unless it's an employer match, and I'd be investing more. So those 3 things. That's it. Just 3 things he should really be improving on. If he gets these down, he's going to be fine. So if you're watching this, by the way, if you want to come on the Stephan Show, we'll talk about investing, we'll talk about savings. If that's something you're interested in, just reach out to Jack. It's JLS Selby. Is it JLS Selby? Are the 2 S's, Jack? JLS Selby on Instagram. He's going to put it right here. Just reach out to Jack on Instagram, and he'll coordinate with this, and we'll get you on the show, and we could talk if that's something you're interested in. If not, no hard feelings, but if you are, we can make that happen. So with that said, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to destroy the like button, subscribe button, and notification bell. Also, feel free to add me on Instagram. I post there pretty much daily, so if you want to be a part of it there, feel free to add me there, as in the podcast, The Iced Coffee Hour. New episodes being posted every single Sunday morning at 9 a.m. And lastly, if you guys want 3 free stocks, use the link down below in the description, and Webull is now going to be giving you 3 free stocks until the end of the month, with those stocks potentially worth all the way up to $1,600. So if you want those stocks, use the link down below. Let me know which ones you get. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time.